Hey guys, welcome back to the Scatpodcast Aftershow. I'm your host, dirtygary. You might know me from X. As always, we will be talking about sexuality, kink, and specifically scat, as the name suggests, so please be over at least 18 years of age. Last week we were recording with one of my favorite scat content creators, the Czech Pig, and the aftershow is everything that didn't fit into the main episode, and or stuff that was too naughty for Spotify. There's plenty of Rick's content on X, but I would like to invite you to also check out Rick's Scatbook. You can find Rick as at Czech_Pig. Rick posts every Friday long-form videos. Please consider supporting Rick if you have the means. I think we'll want to see more quality scat content like this, and directly supporting the creators is the best way to go. Some quick updates. X has been a mess recently, and some of you know that the Scatpodcast account on X was suspended, alongside with many other accounts in the recent purge. By the way, I lost 2,000 followers. They appear to be back, so I think that there has been a lot of going on X for some reason, but it seems like majority of the accounts were not reactivated, unfortunately. I'm still trying to appeal this, but for now it seems like no one is really reviewing the appeals. So for now, if you want to keep up with the podcast, follow my main account on X at dirty_gar and consider joining my Telegram group as well. All links are, as always, on www.scatpodcast.com. Just before we go back to Rick, I want to acknowledge all of you who reached out with follow-up questions, with feedback, and it has been so nice to hear from you all. I'm so glad that everyone seems to be genuinely enjoying this project, and the amount of love that I received, and also Rick, was at times almost too much, but we loved it. At least I did. I'm going to read one message that really made my day now. A Telegram user says, "Hi Gary, I really enjoy your podcast. It's so nice to see that liking shit isn't something I have to be scared of. It's nice to see that liking scat is something others do as well. You and Rick are big role models for younger gays like me. It's so nice to hear how open you talk about the shit fetish, about your experiences, about health, about risks, but also about the excitement. I hope that one day I'll be able to accept this fetish as openly as you do. Your podcast is really helpful on that journey. Thanks a lot." Thank you so much for sending that one over. It makes me really happy to hear. Guys, keep them coming. I love to hear your ideas, stories, and all of that. If you want to recommend a guest or if you would like to become one, let me know. So far, we have plenty of people, and I'm doing my best to schedule everyone who's interested. Now that's enough of the updates, and let's go back to Rick now. Do you have anything that you have a fantasy about, like something maybe that you fantasized about a little bit in the past?
Well, it's a tough one for me because I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I had really like some specific fantasy of this way, or maybe I had, but now I am like like blank in this film. So maybe you can start, and I will try to figure it out
Yeah.
if I have something to share.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say is like I'm not a big kind of a fanboy like for specific actors. You know, I know there would be a lot of people who follow like I don't know like Timothée Chalamet or different kind of famous people. So actually with Timothée, I would not like to see a scat content from him. I don't think that he would be a good candidate. But one thing that came to my mind, you know, that I think would be really, really hot, and there should be like a scat remake of the Brokeback Mountain, which is Skrocená hora in Czech, which I think would be really hot, like cowboys in the mountains, you know, two really hot guys. I think that would be like pretty hot. Like when I was thinking about it in my head, like that would be really something that I would definitely pay to see. And I think lots of people now are watching. Like I have to be honest with myself as well. You know, like I don't really like the heated rivalry. It's a new thing. I don't know if you saw it. It's a hockey kind of thing, gay
Yes,
hockey.
yes,
Yeah.
I saw it, but also for me, it's like some my friends or guys I spoke with about it, they are so much like into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I enjoy it to watch the series. I think it's like good that it's like made also the impact, or that also like people are like more speaking about this field. It's so like good, I think.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like nice to watch it. I enjoy it, but not really like rewatching
Yeah.
it right
Yeah.
away and stuff
You
like that.
see, I actually had issue is not scat related, but I had the issue with Ilya is his name. I couldn't finish the first episode, but I was like his Russian accent is pretty good, I have to say. I was like, is
Hmm.
there no Russian actor to play this role? Like they chose an English guy to play
Yeah.
Russian character, and like I know that he spent lots of time kind of like researching everything, but I was like, oh, like it's the same. Like I have this thing with Eddie Redmayne, who I don't know if you know him. He was in the Fantastic Beast, and he was
Ah, yeah.
in multiple queer movies. And he's a straight guy who basically looks like gay, and he gets all the gay trans characters. He was in the Danish Girl, I think, as well. That was the name of the
Yeah,
movie,
yeah,
like
yeah,
10 years ago. So I have this kind of issue when like there could have been like a better Russian actor to play Ilya, or someone who at least have like Russian heritage. I'm sure
yeah.
there's
Hmm.
loads of actors. So for me, like somehow like the person doing the Russian accent and didn't work for me. But I'm very specific. I'm very kind of critical, when it comes to especially straight people playing gay actors, because I know there's so many gay actors in the Hollywood and everywhere that can play the role, and the same for like minorities, So, but back to the question, I'm thinking if there's something else, So maybe not like again, I'm not a franchise movie, so I don't watch like Avengers
Me
or any
neither.
of that. Do you watch any franchise, or do you have any like favorite type of franchise or movie, or even like a
Uh,
genre? Yeah.
well, I think that I'm like really various in like watching movies. Sometimes I enjoy a bit like weird ones, I would say, or at least like from the point of view of like the costumes and all the like visual, and as well as like the soundtracks. Uh, there is like one creator that really like is still like somehow my favorite, I would say, and
Who
it's
is he?
Tim
Who is he?
Burton. Tim Burton.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's so like mind blowing the way what he creates, and I like his like animation or animated films as well as like the normal ones, the
Mm-hmm.
played
Yeah.
ones. Uh, there is like without Helena Bonham Carter, it wouldn't be like as it is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, and also like Johnny Depp, these two are
Is
really
there
like great
is there
because they
any
can,
movie?
yeah.
Sorry to jump in. Is there any movie with Johnny Depp that you would like to see like a scat remake, or like his role, like if you have any fantasies like towards like Johnny Depp in certain role?
Well, maybe it's like I never thought it about it before, but I really like even though I'm not really into like musical movies, I really love Sweeney Todd. And
Yeah.
maybe because it's really like dark, and if it would be like more explicit, it maybe can be like about, well, if you don't like use the meat of like dead bodies and they would be like filling the pies with shit, it can works actually, I think.
Yes. That's a great idea. Oh my gosh, like we should totally do it, and like I think that if like it seems like certain kings are becoming quite mainstream. Scat
Hmm.
doesn't seem to be one of them, but like if there's a little bit more people interested in them, and if there's a little bit more kind of money going into this kink, like I think that there could be like better production movies, for like specific kind of fantasies, so this
Yeah.
could definitely work, I think. I'm gonna say one more thing is maybe not franchises, like as you said, like when you watch the movie, like, and there's few gay movies that I think that are quite hot, like, so, like, for instance, I was watching, there is a new series, it's called The Other Bennett Sister, which is based on the
Mhm.
Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. It's about the third sister, Mary, that is kind of the odd sister, and there's two really hot actors in it, but because it's straight, I don't really have any fantasies, that what could happen, scat related with them.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of, where it ends, because there's not that many like gay characters, and I don't tend to kind of fictionalize them or kind of fantasize certain characters. But one thing that I always like, whenever I don't watch sport, but whenever I watch, like snippets of sport, in the babs or whatever, like I find it like just my mind goes straight to it, like, oh, how is the locker room, like how's the toilet in the locker room,
Mm.
like, because you can see them sweaty, they usually have like kind of see-through underwear, they
Yeah.
are really muscular. So my mind, whenever I see sport, like goes there more often than like, let's say a movie or something like that.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you have similar experience that like sport kind of triggers something in you, like your fantasy.
I'm not sure if it's the same, but as you were speaking, it's somehow I can imagine what gets you on by like watching this or maybe like thinking about it more. Uh, Also, I'm not really like the guy that enjoys watching sport.
Yeah.
But yes, I think it can be as you describe it.
Yeah. And I think that's so common for Czech people that like you're not really like a sport people. At least like
Mm.
there are certain people into sport, but like, in Ireland everyone is into sports. Like you have to have your own sport. Like you can't be, without affiliation. But I think,
Ah.
yeah, back home it's a little bit different. Like you can be like artistic person, or you might be like a person who like just for instance, there was Czechs were playing against the Irish. That was like a month ago, and like there
Mhm.
was nothing else in the radios, in the media. It was just this match for half a year. It was like semifinals European Championship, and it was semifinals. So Czechs against Irish. The Irish media were on it for last 6 months. Honestly, there was nothing else. And in the Czech media, you would not see anything. Like I asked my father the day when the match was taking place in Prague, okay, and he said, "Oh, I had no idea. I had no idea." And like my dad likes football, like he plays football and everything, and he had no idea.
Ah.
So it just seems like, yeah, like in Czechia you're a little bit more free to have whichever kind of
Yeah.
interest, but
I
here you
think
have
like
to. Yeah.
only exception maybe is the hockey thing that I
Mm-hmm.
feel like
Yeah.
more when something is happening that in media there is like it's more a topic, but I would
Yeah.
say that's the only like sport
Yeah.
that
I think
catch
it's
the attention.
still. Yeah, it's still the Nagano and the Russians
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Czechs beating the Russians and all of that. Yeah. Do you, like, just kind of follow up question? Do you have any fantasy about someone, maybe famous or not famous, that like you use when like you don't have access to porn, or that helps you to to jerk off when you when you because sometimes people want to use fantasy instead of watching porn. Like I think that's completely legit as well. So do you have
Yes.
something like that?
Uh, well, mm, also it's like not what I'm doing like often because usually you have like at least the internet or I have some videos also download in my phone so like the favorite
Mm-hmm.
ones
Yeah. Yeah.
even though I'm not really online I can find something but like there is like some like actors like male actors that turns me on. I'm not sure if I was like fantasizing about having like scat fun with them,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, like in general, like some kind of like sex interaction there was. So, for example, for me, I'm not sure if he is like super like known, even though I think he did some like big movies. It's Bradley Cooper, an
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
American actor and I found him really like hot. So so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's really hot. Like I wonder, like I heard some people talking about like, oh, you can see the face and you can kind of tell if the person might be into some like dirty play.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that Bradley Cooper would qualify as someone who is likely to be into like a messy play?
Mm. Maybe because I think he had the kind of like sparkle in the eye
Yeah.
that can indicate that he is sweet when like you speak with him, but also that he can have some like not darker side, but the different like sexual like side of his personality that can be like uh, I don't know rough.
Yeah, yeah. I've got another one. I think Robert Pattinson could be one,
Uh-huh.
and like so I think his face is kind of telling me like he might be, like when I look at him. But also I read some stories that he doesn't wash himself very often, which
Mhm.
like we discussed this like outside of the podcast, like it's not our thing really,
Uh-huh.
but could be an indication of that person is bit
Yes.
bit messy. Yeah. Do you have anyone else like from the celebrities that you have like kind of feeling they might be into it, or you would want them to be into it, like you would totally
Uh-huh.
want them to be into scat?
Well, also, I really like I don't know if I pronounce the surname like in the right way, Chris Hemsworth. I
Hemsworth, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Hold on, is he? Let me check. Is he Irish actually?
I think he's Australian. Like,
Australian, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I think, but yes, he's also
Australian, you're right. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
very like I don't know what to say, but for me he's really sexy guy. So, and if he would be into guys and also like into dirty fun, I would be like 100% for some play with him.
Yeah, definitely. Like he's hot guy for sure. Um, I would love to have another episode just talking about the celebrities that are rumored to be into dirty play. Maybe different
Yeah.
kings because there's very few that would be rumored to have Scat King. But actually, I just opened the Reddit page and few names that pops out is Mozart, the classical
Mhm.
composer, James Joyce, that is famous Irish author.
Yes.
So there's apparently, so he was straight, unfortunately, which is, yeah, he can't be
Mm.
perfect, but he wrote letters to his wife, I believe, and they
Mhm.
reference fart and poop and all of that, in romantic ways. So that could be something we could study. There's a Finnish fashion designer, Peter Nygard. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Mhm.
There's the mustache man, that I know it's not true, or at least we believe it's not true. It's just kind of like propaganda against him. Of course, like any dictator that killed people, like there's gonna be rumors that they like scat, which is probably not the case. So I would skip
Yeah.
this one. But there would be someone called Chuck Berry. Oh, Chuck Berry, yeah. That
Mhm.
is rumored, and that's pretty much it. I know there was a case of some. I think he's a rapper, so I think black musicians from America, and then the girlfriend broke up with him and she wrote it on social media somewhere that he's into this type of
Ah,
stuff. So yeah, that could be another episode, just the rumored people into
yeah.
into scat. There was
Also, I have like
actually
one,
mhm.
but he is like obviously into it, or he was an artist. I think he is not live like now, but I believe that you heard about him before, Martin of Holland, uh, and he makes like so much really pretty like sketches of like gay scat fun. It's something similar like Tom of Finland, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
in the scat field. Yes, I also
Oh
have
yeah.
the like small book of his like drawings. So yes.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Like if you ever meet in person, I need to see it.
Yes.
That's brilliant. So yeah, there's a lot that we can discuss about these, like who's rumored, who's not. So maybe in the future, and we've got 10 minutes left, or maybe a little bit less, 9 minutes left, but there's one
Mhm.
question that we didn't answer. And then just because you mentioned this on the break, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about this. So this person is asking, how do you open conversation about scat to a new partner? What type of reactions have you had in the past, positive or negative? You mentioned you had a housemate who was into dirty play.
Yes.
Can you tell us more?
It's like longer story. He is like one of my best friends, I would say. And actually, we started chat on Recon, and it was like, I don't know, 2019 or something like that. But we didn't actually meet that time. It's somewhere. It lost somewhere this like kind of uh, like contact. But after a while, I think we found each other on some different platform. Uh, but basically, we were like more friends at the beginning than like uh, mates for like doing dirty fun. Even though we had like few sessions, but more like with like shit fucking than really like feeding and stuff like that. Also, I think it develops both of us in more into the scat during the years, because I think we know each other like 6 or 7 years at least. Uh, and then there was like we were 2 years living or sharing the apartment together in Prague, and also the reason a little bit was that we were okay to like share apartment, but from our like previous I would say like mm, uh, like yeah, having a roommate, or not roommate but flatmate. The thing was that if you really want to invite somebody for like some fun, and the other person is not into like dirty, even though he's not participating, it can be like you can be more nervous if he would find
Yeah.
out and stuff like that. So it was like perfect that we both have our own room, but it was completely okay to invite somebody to like have this kind of fun, and there was like no judgment or nothing like wrong. Also, we could discuss it, or we had some like threesomes in this way as well, which was really nice. The funny thing was that actually we now, as we are not living together, we are having so much more like dirty fun together than before. So
Yeah.
yes, sometimes the closeness, or how to say it, like when you have the someone really close to you, you don't have this kind of, I don't know, like lust for having fun, as it's like more further from you, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. You know, when you were describing this story, I kind of see you living on the set of The Friends, the sitcom, and you and your flatmate being there and having all of these, you know, like funny moments, you know, with hookups and stuff. So like, yeah, there we go. Like back to the question about the franchise and the the fantasies. Look, that sounds like a perfect thing to have, you know, like a flatmate that is really open-minded and you can play, and he can bring his own, you know, trades, you know, as they call it, and all of that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's really fun. So look, there's so many more things that we could discuss. Like it's we were actually having this discussion for our listeners that that Rick is happy to come back on the podcast. So
Mhm.
definitely send us texts or voice messages, you know, like if you want Rick back. Like I definitely want Rick back as well. So I'm sure that people will be happy, you know, to have you back. But send us whatever, you know, follow-up questions you might have, you know, so we might
Mhm.
actually go through the questions on the next podcast when Rick is joining us. And yeah, look, this was like, it was really pleasure talking to you, like so much fun, and thank you so much for your flexibility and sticking with me for, like, we are recording, guys, for almost 2 hours now, I think. Over 2 hours, I think. Actually, it's almost 3 hours now. So
Yeah.
And we have only a few minutes left until Zoom will kick us out. So we have to wrap up and leave it for the next episode. So Rick, thank you so much for joining us. Can you just give us a quick overview? So where do people find you, your Scatbook and your links?
Okay, so I think now it's quite easy because almost everywhere where it's possible to change, I change it into the Czech Pig, so you can reach me on X or like the Twitter. Also on Telegram, I use the same nickname. I think I also change it on Scatboi. I'm also there. And there is like the same name for my profile on my brown hanky. And yes, I think that's basically the easiest ways how to like really
That's
reach
perfect.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the Czech_pig, CZECH_PIG. That's the full spelling. Of course, I'm gonna put it into the descriptions, onto my website as well. On my website, you've got all the information how to get in touch. And just one thing, please go and follow Rick on Scatbook. If you can contribute in any way possible, that's gonna make possible for Rick, to continue doing what he's doing, which we all want. So if
Yeah,
you
and maybe
can,
more traveling or making content like abroad or with
yes,
some
yeah.
guys more far than my country or something like that. So
There you go. If you want to see more exotic videos or videos in exotic destinations with more people and all of that, like definitely go subscribe to Rick's Scatbook. Like ideally buy the full year if I can recommend you. I'm sure that there's gonna be some nice discounts
yes,
for people who
yes,
stick
yes,
around.
yes. There
Okay,
is like I think half discount if you purchase like all year. So yeah.
that's
It's definitely
perfect.
worth it,
Yeah.
I think. Already there is like 26 videos so far.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think this is so important, for people to understand. Like, if we can bring a little bit of incentive for the content creators, they're gonna be here for longer and they're gonna create better videos for all of us to enjoy. And Rick posts a lot of videos online for free on X and different platforms as well. So any way that you can contribute, like I'm sure that that's gonna be appreciated. Rick,
Yes.
thank you so much for taking your time to talk to me today. It was really amazing. I hope that we're gonna have many more episodes to come to discuss different things. And yeah, look, sending greetings to Milano. I'm sure that you're gonna enjoy the rest of your day doing something nice.
Yeah, it's sunny here, so I think I would go for some walk at least.
That's great. That's
Thank
great.
you very much, Gary, that you invite me and that you started all this project. I think it's really great, and it's like nice way how to introduce this kind of fetish to like bigger amount of people or just for already like interested guys. It's I think nice to hear the stories and other like things here. So thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna speak soon. Thank you so much and take
Yes.
care. Bye. Bye bye.
Bye.